Hello and good night. Welcome to another bedtime story. This story is meant to help you sleep or to relax your mind. Try and find a comfortable place, such as your bed or a soft chair. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes now. Try and let go of the day as we begin our tale. Tonight's story is The King and the Golden Mountain. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a poor merchant who had fallen upon hard times. He had lost nearly all his wealth and was left with little more than his wits and a single small house where he lived with his young son. Despite their poverty, the merchant loved his son dearly and would do anything to ensure his happiness and future. One day, while sitting by the fireplace and lamenting his misfortune, the merchant heard a knock at the door. When he opened it, he saw a strange man cloaked in black. The man's eyes glimmered with a mysterious light, and his voice was deep and commanding as he said, "Good evening, merchant. I know of your troubles, and I have come to offer you a way to regain your fortune." The merchant, though wary, was desperate. "What is your proposal, stranger?" he asked. The man smiled and said, "I will make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. Gold, jewels, and treasures will be yours. In return, you must give me the first thing that brushes against your leg when you return home." The merchant hesitated. What could the man mean by such a strange request? But as he thought of his debts and his son's future, he agreed. "Very well," he said, shaking the stranger's hand. The man handed the merchant a small bag filled with gold coins. "Your fortune will grow with time," he said. "But remember your promise. The first thing that touches your leg when you return home is mine." The merchant thanked the man and hurried home, clutching the bag of gold. As he approached his house, his heart grew lighter. But as soon as he opened the door, his young son came running to greet him, throwing his arms around his father's legs in joy. The merchant's heart sank. He realized too late what he had agreed to. The first thing to touch him was his beloved son. Grief and regret filled him, but the strange man was true to his word. The very next day, the man appeared to take the boy away. "I will not harm him," the man said, "but he will be taken to a faraway land to fulfill his destiny. You will not see him for many years." Despite his protests, the merchant had no choice but to let the man take his son. The boy was spirited away to a magical land, leaving the merchant to mourn his loss. However, as promised, the merchant's fortune grew, and he became one of the richest men in the kingdom. Yet all his wealth could not fill the void left by his son's absence. Meanwhile, the boy grew up in a strange but beautiful kingdom. This land was ruled by a king who lived in a golden palace atop a high mountain. The boy learned many skills, from swordsmanship to diplomacy, and became strong and clever. He did not forget his father, but grew to accept his new life. One day, when the boy had come of age, the king summoned him to the palace. "You have served me well," the king said. "Now I will grant you a chance to return to your world. But first, you must complete a task. You must descend into the Valley of Shadows and retrieve the golden apple that grows on the Tree of Wisdom. Only then will you be free to return to your father." The boy agreed, determined to reunite with his father. He set off on his journey, armed with nothing but a sword and a small pouch of provisions. The Valley of Shadows was a dark and foreboding place, filled with twisting paths and strange creatures. The boy faced many dangers, from treacherous cliffs to fierce beasts, but his courage and cleverness saw him through. At last, he reached the Tree of Wisdom, its branches laden with golden apples that glowed softly in the dim light. As he reached for one, a voice spoke from the shadows. "Who dares to take the fruit of wisdom?" it asked. The boy replied, "I am but a humble traveler, seeking to fulfill my destiny. I mean no harm." The voice laughed. "To take the golden apple, you must answer my riddle. Fail, and you will be trapped here forever." The boy nodded, ready to face the challenge. The voice said, "I am not alive, yet I grow. I do not have lungs, yet I need air. I have no mouth, yet water kills me. What am I?" The boy thought carefully. At last he answered, "You are fire." The voice fell silent, and then it said, "You have answered correctly. Take the apple and go." The boy plucked a golden apple from the tree and began his journey back to the Golden Mountain. Along the way, he encountered many who tried to steal the apple or trick him into giving it up, but he held fast and finally returned to the king's palace. The king was pleased. "You have proven yourself worthy," he said. "Now you may return to your father. But beware, your journey will not be easy, for the world you left has changed." The boy thanked the king and set off for his father's home. When he arrived, he found the house much larger and grander than he remembered. His father, now an old man, was overjoyed to see him, but was also filled with sorrow. "I thought I'd lost you forever," the merchant said. The boy embraced his father and told him of his adventures. Together, they rebuilt their bond and lived comfortably for many years. The boy's courage and determination became a legend, and the tale of the king and the Golden Mountain was passed down through generations as a reminder of the value of perseverance and the power of destiny. And the boy and his father lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed the tale tonight. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more audiobooks and tales to come. Until next time.